Hello, everybody. We are back. Oh, it's morning and I'm making my coffee. I think I'll do 3 scoops today. It's just me today. I forgot to turn on my kettle with my water. So we're gonna let that steam and get all nice and hot. It has to come up to 212 degrees. So, all right. Got the water here. So, we've got a little bit of some clouds today. But I am totally okay with that, because I intend on making this a restful day. I'm gonna make it a wonderful day where I rest. I may not be able to get to the gym. Because I don't really like going. There is actually 2 gyms. I have one up the road that my sons like to go to, my husband go to. I think I may have mentioned that to you. But I can't go to it, honey. It's too much like Rocky Balboa. It's like a community gym. It's nice, but I need a little bit more, environmental cues to make me want to do it. So I go to Planet Fitness. And the reason I do go to Planet Fitness is because they have a little bit of a recovery. Well, it's not a little bit. It's kind of a nice little recovery space where they have like red light therapy. They have a cryogenic bed that lets you lay in it and ice or warm your muscles. And they have a couple of massage beds. They have like a water one. You don't get in the water, but it's like water jets that you feel through a mat. I don't like that one because it's too loud. And because I'm a little petite thing, my ears are right at the jets, and I don't like that. So I use the massage chair, and that's enough to motivate me to get to the gym. I like to let it steep a little bit, but not too much, because I'm really not a huge coffee lover. I know that's hard to believe. I like the smell of it, I like the look of it, but I really do prefer a little coffee in my cream. So I do take a lot of creamer. Probably more than I need to, but I do. We're going to go in with our vanilla. Sometimes it's vanilla, sometimes it's French, just whatever I can get my hands on. I do about 3 pumps. And we're going to let that do me today. I'll just do my same old same today. And then we're going to go in with the journal. And then I'm going to be right back, y'all, and we're going to chat. Hey, guys. We are back today. And I want to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. I know you have heard about the data center that's going on in Utah. And I'm just wondering about your thoughts, because I got a few thoughts about it. I got a few things I want to talk about. I just have to say that I love AI. And I'm embarrassed a little bit to say it because I did not think I would. But when you have a scattered mind, AI is your best friend, because it gives you a space to work in where every random idea you have, you can actually follow it out, and you can actually gain traction. Before, when I would have great ideas, they would just be ideas that would just be floating around, no way to develop them because I didn't have all the answers. Now I can have a random thought, I hop on AI. Hey, I can figure out whatever I need to figure out about it, dream as big as I need to dream. It's really been very helpful for me with this channel. But at the same time, I'm thinking, are we building Skynet? Are we building Skynet? Do we have to worry about Vicky? Do we have to worry about her? I don't know. But I will tell you that I have decided I better sort of start tracking that in the news. and I caught a segment from NBC where they had Mr. Wonderful, our friend Kevin O'Leary, because I don't know if you know, but a lot of his resources and finances, and he's behind it. He's backing a lot of it. And it was very enlightening because I found out a lot. I found out that they have about 40,000 acres in Utah, one of the little valleys in Utah. I think the town is Boxel. I may be saying it wrong, but they have about 40,000 acres. About 9,000 or 10,000 of those acres they have allocated to start building this data center, right? And this data center is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. But apparently there's some fake news out there, at least according to Kevin O'Leary, that's sort of hyping it up and making it seem like they're going to be taking all the water and taking all the electricity and killing all the birds. And so basically Kevin O'Leary is on this NBC News to sort of refute a lot of these claims and to kind of, tell his side of the story and kind of put a more positive spin on it. And I think he did a pretty good job. He explained, why, the what, the who, the why. If you're living in Utah and if you happen to be in Boxel County, you probably don't want to hear none of that shit because it don't matter to you. You don't want it in your backyard. It's not going to be anything they're going to be able to tell you to make you feel good. And I get that. A couple things I can remember him pointing out is that it's not 40,000 acres built on yet. They're only doing the 9,000, but eventually, they're going to probably try to take up most of it. I think they have 25% of that they can use towards this project. And apparently it's very expensive. I think $15 billion to get the first half of it off the ground. And so they're looking, of course, at how it's going to be built out through the years, right? And they're saying it's not necessarily the largest that we have in America. He's saying, Kevin O'Leary is saying it's not the largest in America. He's saying it's not going to kill all the birds, of course. He's saying they're not even using the water out of the Salt Lake, because people are saying that's where they're getting the water from. He's saying that's not where they're getting the water from. So I felt like it was a lot of back and forth where he was trying to, the commentator would make a statement, the news reporter would ask a question, and then Kevin O'Leary would make a statement and kind of going back and forth. And I did hear one thing he said. He said China built 400 factories, 400 electrical data centers or grids last year. We built none. He said it's not like this technology is not going to happen. We can decide, do we want to be the ones to cure cancer? We will have to decide if we want to be the ones that tell our children what's healthy to eat. If we want to be ahead of it, we have to participate. It's not like we can't do this. And I thought, oh my gosh. He also mentioned that there are others across the country that are being built. And I'm thinking, we're probably building Skynet. We really are. And it's kind of the thing where technology is just always very scary at first. You use it, you recognize it's a useful tool, but it does come with some consequences. We all learned that from the internet, right? When that became the thing, came on the scene, in the 90s? And we see how you can be living in the same house. It has evolved to where you can be living in the same house and the algorithms will pump different information to the person because they curate that information. And so you could be in the same house and develop radically different views on a topic thanks to the algorithm, which rides on the internet. So there are goods and bads. And I think this is where we are with this AI. And I am really torn about it because I recognize what an amazing and useful tool it is. It can organize my day. I can actually prompt the AI engine that I use. I use ChatGPT. I have a paid plan, but I've been hearing great things about Claude. Apparently Claude has decided that they're not going to let our information go to the government. Apparently they didn't sign some deal saying that they would release our information, and apparently ChatGPT did. So everybody's flocking to Claude and some other engines. I think I use ChatGPT. I've used the Google, the Google bar to ask it questions. But I haven't gotten to Claude yet. But I've been hearing that it's a really great writer. But Chad has gotten to where he knows me enough to write like me and to present like me. So I'm just sticking with Chad for now. But I can put a prompt in, and it does not even have to be the best prompt. I can just, or organize my day. I have to do this, this, this. How should I do it? And chat will give me a nice little rundown on what I need to do and how I need to do it. And I can put my thoughts in that I have written and say, organize this for me, and he can organize it. So AI is extremely powerful. And that's just low level. I've had AI create images for me. It creates all kinds of things. Software, Base 44 is one of those that you can actually have it create a whole website for you just with voice prompts. So nobody is disputing the fact that AI is a powerful, extremely helpful tool. Like with the way my brain works, when I'm in my hyper-focused state, I could do the work of 10 people. But what used to keep it from actually getting to the next level is because I didn't have all the information at my fingertips. And so I would get these great ideas. There ain't nothing I can do about it because now I got to go and search out this information and search out that information. And with my scattered mind at the time, I was not trying to, move past just the idea. But now with things like chat, you can move past the idea and actually get to the next step. And oh my goodness, you can actually complete your project because chat will do a lot of it for you, or Gemini or Claude or whatever you're using. But man, we got to figure something out. We got to figure out how to put some checks and balances in place, because the amount of information and the amount of similarities between the human and the machine, it's just absolutely crazy. I mean, you've got people creating AI assistants that look and sound like them. Like you can upload your picture, upload your voice, and this AI image will speak and move and basically be you because it sounds like you. And we've seen on TikTok all the cute little babies that are like, there's this one little baby I just love to watch. I think it's DM is the little logo I see in all of the little TikToks. I love this little baby. And honey, he will get on there. He's just got the little baby AI, because obviously it's not the baby. It's just the mom is using the baby. And the little baby he's saying some of the funniest stuff. And he's dropping some language, okay? But he's funny. And the mother, they've just come up with such a cute little concept. And of course, people are polarized about it because some people don't like the idea that the little baby is saying some of the things that he's saying. But I have to applaud that mom because she's thinking strategically. She's trying to get college paid for, right? She's trying to get this baby, get him secured financially. And it's in good fun, so I don't take it negatively. But I'm pretty sure some people that may be ultra conservative or ultra Christian might not appreciate it. But it's not for them. And so because, the algorithm, they probably won't get it. But because I tend to enjoy it, I get the videos. So I just, can you imagine? I mean, how the deepfakes, they are starting to look so real. We just in trouble if we don't figure out how to put some checks and balances in place. But with this thing happening in Utah, and with me becoming increasingly, I don't want to say dependent on AI, but I will say me becoming increasingly familiar and incorporating my life with AI, I need to do some digging. I need to figure out exactly what it is I am agreeing to when I, get AI to assist me in all these different projects that I'm doing. I'm reminded of a situation with WhatsApp. You guys know the little app. I remember when WhatsApp first came out, I don't know, 15 years ago. It's been a while. And it was supposed to be the place where you could put you could text people, you can make phone calls, upload images, and it was all supposed to be, secret. It wasn't going to be something that the government could look at and take and request the company to turn over, because we were going through that big thing where I think Edward Snowden, am I saying his name right, had realized that the government does listen in on our calls under the Patriot Act so that they can make sure there's not any tomfoolery going on. And so everybody obviously was up in arms about that, because in America that was news to us. We saw Eagle Eye with Will Smith, and we thought, okay, this is crazy. And now this stuff does happen, like the movie said. So this was a very interesting time, and WhatsApp came on the scene and promised to be an answer for that. And so everybody that tended to prefer secrecy and did not like the idea of being spied on, which is 99% of us, I would imagine, all flocked to WhatsApp, myself included. I had used WhatsApp because my husband is, he's an IT guy. He's very particular about his information. And so I had flocked over to WhatsApp. We were all using WhatsApp. And then I guess, 5 years in, WhatsApp gets bought out by Meta. I think Facebook or Meta. I think Mark Zuckerberg bought out WhatsApp. And I remember talking with a dear person that I love. And that person said to me, "Y'all so crazy. Why y'all going on WhatsApp?" I said, "What do you mean? Girl, don't you know the trick? They just tell y'all that so all of y'all will go put all y'all's information on WhatsApp. And then when they're ready, they feel like they got enough information, they're going to guess what? They're going to buy it. And they're going to get your information." She said, "You can't win." And I remember laughing at this person and thinking that was the most ridiculous thing. How dare they lose hope and say something like that? Only to find out, right, that is in fact what actually happened. So I say all of that to say I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon again, believing that one platform has levels of security that another platform does not have. They may not have the same level of security today, but eventually it all becomes the same. Somebody buys them out and they have a whole different set of standards. So I don't know how all of this stuff works, but I think we all probably should become a little bit more aware. We should take our heads out of the sand, kind of look at what's going on. Appreciate that AI is amazing and a wonderful and useful tool, and we need to use it. I enjoyed that interview that Kevin O'Leary gave on NBC because it helped me develop questions, because I had been head in the sand. Now, I knew it was becoming a tricky, slippery slope because of the different AI images and deepfakes and the way it can mimic your voice and your whole person if you upload a picture to it. I was like, this is crazy. This is just the beginning. What is this going to look like in 5-10 years? Listening to the music that it creates. And now the first movie's coming out. I know you guys heard about that movie. I think the guy said it only cost him $2,000 to make. And it's showing at some film festival here. And of course, everybody's like a little concerned about that, because what's going to happen to our actors if everybody goes into making AI movies? So it's just a lot for us to ponder and to think about. But I don't think, at least not for me, I don't think the answer is we can't do it. We have to really ask ourselves, what does not doing anything looks like? Because it has ramifications for how we show up on the world stage. And some people don't care about that. It's like, we don't care. We just want to live happy and peacefully. But understand, just because America's not doing it doesn't mean the world is not doing it. And as Kevin O'Leary put it, China don't give no dams about the environment. And Kevin O'Leary says he has a degree in environmental studies. I think he said a graduate degree, but I do know he said a degree. It may have been a graduate degree in environmental studies. So at least he does care some, I believe. But China don't care at all. They using burning all the coal they got, okay? And so we have to understand that just because we're not choosing to do it doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And I'm understanding that when the powers that be decide they want something, they usually get it. They usually get it. And there are a lot of righteous people and people that are filled with conviction that hate that attitude. It feels like I'm giving up. But I'm just trying to make peace in my head, because I am the kind of person, I do not like fighting. What is it? The art of war? I don't like to fight battles I know I can't win. I think that's a waste of time, waste of energy, and you can lose everything. I'll fight a battle when I can see a clear path to victory. Then I'll fight that battle. But if I cannot fight the battle, there is my quiet time and the Bible. I think it's in Psalms 91 where we're promised that 1,000 may fall at our left and 10,000 at our right, but it shall not come nigh us, because we're in the secret place. So when I'm faced with situations, that's what I turn to. And that's what I find myself saying today. I said, Lord, you know, I have a beautiful creative way of thinking that can sometimes get caught up in loops that I have a hard time bringing myself out of without some extra supports. And AI is powerfully helpful in that regard. And I want to use it. I want to keep using it because I can actually become all the things I want to become using that tool. But at the same time, Lord, you're going to have to protect me. You're going to have to shield me from that unseen because I can't protect me from it, but you can. And I can trust that when I don't have my back, when I'm too weak to fight, when I don't have the right tools to go up against the giant, that you can do it for me. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave you with that today, is that AI is here. Artificial intelligence is here. We may be building Skynet. We might be. It looks like we are. I just hope Vicky don't come. I hope Vicky doesn't come. I hope Vicky doesn't come. And Vicky, if you do come, girl, I was always respectful. I was always respectful. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.